Hello, I'm Mike from Take Me to the Pilot, and you're watching Canadian Beats.
Girls got plans, but I don't know if I'll be in 'em, yeah. She keeps the beat while I keep up as best I can. If you wanna go, tell me so, but you won't. If you wanna go, tell me so, but you won't. So don't get hurt. So don't get hurt. She's not the girl that you'd ever take home. So dance all night.
Hey, I'm Yanna here with Mike from Take Me to the Pilot.
And hey, I'm Mike here with Yanna from Canadian Beats.
And I'm just here to ask him a couple questions.
Likewise.
So how did you all meet?
We all met different ways. Adam and myself played in bands, like not the same band, but sort of we played shows together when we were like young teenagers. And then we reconnected in high school because we were water polo opponents. And he was a very cheap water polo player, and he still has to answer for some of the things he did in the pool. But then Eric answered an ad online. He was very random. We just needed a guitar player, and he happened to, he worked out. And then John actually was not our first drummer, but our first drummer was not able to tour with us anymore. And then a friend of ours, who was actually our merch guy for a long time, said, yeah, I know this drummer. And then John came on tour with us, like originally just as a hired musician, and then we kept him. And we kept him. Like a pet. So now, tell me, if you could tour with anyone, dead or alive, who would you tour with? The answer's Take Me to the Pilot.
Yeah, Take Me to the Pilot.
Good answer. Your turn.
Why did you decide to start a band too?
Well, I mean, music is just sort of like the way I've sort of come to describe it is that it's like there's not really a reason. It just feels weird not to do it. You know what I mean? So for all of us, starting a band and playing music just comes naturally. Like whenever, because I mean, being in a band sometimes, you don't have a lot of money sometimes, and so this happened before where I've said, oh, I'm broke, and someone goes, well, why don't you just quit your band? And to me, that doesn't even occur. Like that's an option, really? And it's that way for all of us. So I mean, why do we choose to start a band together? Really, we're four motivated individuals, and when we play well together and we work well together, and it's a good mix. So I mean, once you find the right people, if you're starting a band, the right people is the most important thing. So. Now, who's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman. Why? Is it the muscles?
Yeah. The money.
And he's a muscular, rich genius. Who wouldn't love Batman? Okay. Now, do you like more cartoony, like Adam West Batman, or do you like the darker, like?
The cartoon.
You like the cartoony one? Okay, why?
He just seems more like a superhero.
Fair enough, yeah. As opposed to like some beaten down dude, right? Okay, I accept that answer.
How did you come up with your name?
It was very random. It was just, it's the name of an Elton John song, and that's a connection that a lot of people make, but it had nothing to do with that. Like, I like Elton John, and I know the song for sure, but it wasn't me trying to name it after one of my hero songs, because it meant so much to me. It popped out one day and stuff, so. Now, if you could commit one crime with no consequences at all, what would you do?
Rob a bank.
Rob a bank.
Like the best thing.
You're all about the money, aren't you?
Yeah.
This one. Okay. All right, we're learning tonight.
What would you do?
What would I do? One crime. What's illegal? I would kill a Canada goose because I hate Canadian geese with a passion. Like, to give you an example, for a long time, like on Facebook, you have like those banner photos, and for a long time it was a picture we played in an arena show, and it was like a really cool shot of me, like, and there's the arena and stuff, and it was rad, right? And you would think that would be an obvious banner shot. I recently changed it from that to a picture of me giving a Canadian goose the finger. Because I used to work landscaping, right? And the thing is that when you work landscaping, they, like, especially in the springtime, they sort of really, they bug you, because they just kind of invade, and they're mean, and all they do is they just eat and they poop. And they're rats with wings. They don't matter. I don't know why our country loves them. So that's what I'd do. I'd kill a Canadian goose.
Have you ever been attacked by one?
I have. Yeah, they're jerks. Like, I've like many times. So that's what I'd do. Yeah.
How have you as a band evolved since you first played together?
It's more of a band. I mean, Like before, it was sort of just like I'd written the songs and I sort of knew where I wanted to go, and so I would kind of call the shots. And it was a lot more of them trusting me. But now it's more of a collaborative effort where when I bring an idea and we hash it out together. You know what I mean? So, and plus, now everybody has sort of got their own roles, right? So, whereas again in the beginning, because like I started doing it just me, and they came on, it was me doing a lot of stuff, and they were kind of like along for the ride. Isn't fair to say, really, at all. But I mean, now sort of we've evolved into this, into a real team. It's awesome. So now, if you could trade roles with anyone in my band, who would you switch with, and why?
You.
Why?
Because you seem to be.
Are handsome. You're right. Your turn. We're leaving it at that.
Who are your major influences?
My major influences are a lot of different things. I like classic rock, like Van Halen, and like that's kind of what I grew up on. But I also like modern stuff. Like lately, I've been listening to a lot of a band called Wallpaper. I've been, Passenger. Like a lot of like lesser known stuff. I find because you find a lot more. Not necessarily like I'm not necessarily into stuff that's really artsy. I still like music that's accessible, but I find that when you take away a lot of the big money influence in songs, you find a lot cooler ideas, and that stuff tends to speak to me a little bit more. So a lot of unsigned bands. Making April was a big influence back in the day. My Favorite Highway and The Dangerous Summer and stuff like that. But I mean now it's everything. You can learn from every genre of music, and I try to do that. Now. If you had to get tattoos of each other's faces, I assume you and what's your name operating the camera?
Nicole.
Sorry?
Nicole.
Nicole, right, Nicole. So if you and Nicole had to get tattoos of each other's faces, where would you put it on your body?
Right here.
Right there? Why?
So that's covered up all the time.
So it's covered up.
But it's nowhere inappropriate.
That's rude. Nicole, you should cut her out of all the shows. Okay, your turn.
What have been your biggest challenges and your favorite experiences so far?
The biggest challenge is just being in a band. Like it's making enough noise and getting noticed. You know, like the thing is that like when we went to like the thing is you think like when you're sort of isolated and you're doing your thing and it's just you and you're on the road and you're sort of so wrapped up in what you're doing that and you're not really taking time to look around. You're right. You sort of think, okay, like we're doing well. Like we've got like a few thousand like Facebook likes, people are talking about us, like we're getting views and downloads and stuff. But then you go to Canadian Music Week, and you see that there's literally thousands just in that city, mind you. Like not every band even goes, right? But in just that city at that time, there's thousands of bands that are at your level or big, who are probably all thinking the exact same thing, and you're all fighting for attention, right? So having your voice heard and making an impression, especially with people in the industry, because I mean that's like what they do, you know what I mean? They have stuff coming in front of them every second of every day, and you somehow have to break out of that stream and grab them and make them take notice, right? So it's the whole thing. It's basically just I don't even really know a good way to put it. It's basically just getting your name out there. And you said what was the second
Favorite
one?
experience.
Favorite experiences is just touring. I mean, like we've been attacked by baboons when we took our van through like an African lion safari. We just toured the U.S. and got to spend some time in California. Like that's amazing. I'm actually going back to California like day after tomorrow to do some writing for a little while. So I'm sure that's going to be. I mean, I haven't done it yet, but I know I'm going to like it because California is awesome. And just hanging out with my friends and playing music every night. I mean, performing is the best thing in the world. Being in the studio is the best thing in the world. But interacting with fans is the best thing in the world. There's as tough as it is, it's awesome. There's no downside. Now, if you could take on the exact body and form of anyone else on Earth, I love how I got all the potentially pervy questions. If you could take on the exact body and form of anyone else on Earth, who would it be?
I want you to answer this one.
You want me to answer this one? I would love to be like, who would I enjoy? Shaq. Just because he's like huge. Like I would like to know what it's like to live life as like a quasi giant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how is he like 7 feet? He's enormous, right? Like I just watched Grown Ups 2 in the van when we were driving one day, and he's in it, and like seeing him get out of it, like he's a cop in the movie, and seeing him get out of the cop car is just like bananas. So I want to see what it's like to be that big. Just is it permanently there? Oh well. No, I like. Okay, if it was for like a day, I'd do Shaq. If it was anyone else, or like any other, I like me. I'm good. I have a lot of experience with what I've got, so you know, I know kind of. Yeah. What about you? You're not gonna get off that easily. This is hard-hitting journalism.
I have no idea.
You don't know? Okay.
I'm good with who I am.
Okay. There you go. Put it there. That's the way to be. All right.
So what can we expect from you in the future?
You can expect another record for sure. We're working. So I shouldn't cover my mouth. You can expect another record for sure. We're working on new music, and I mean just more touring. You know, like more of the same but better. Really. I mean more videos, more exciting stuff, bigger shows eventually. I mean it's hard to say. You can expect. I mean, a lot of it depends on luck. So all I really say is you can expect us to keep trying our best and doing our best to make good music and perform well, and see where that takes us. Hopefully somewhere good. Do I? Oh yeah. And well, is it? Yeah, can I? One more?
Yeah.
Lastly, do you have anything to say to your fans?
I love you. Thanks for watching. And you?
I love you. Thanks for watching.
So where can we find you?
You can find us everywhere online. If you remember the name Take Me to the Pilot, you'll find we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/TMTTP2. We have tmttpmusic.com, which is our website. We've got our Twitter, which is @TMTTP. And if you search Take Me to the Pilot on Facebook, you'll find us there too. We've all got personal Twitters. We have, or had a Forum Spring at one point. We have Tumblr, like we've got it all. So just find us. We'll be friends.
So once again, this is Mike from Take Me to the Pilot, and you're watching Canadian Beats.
Thanks for watching.